You ever go through something so real, so terrifying that even years later, you're still wondering if it actually happened? Yeah, this isn't some campfire story or Reddit creepypasta. I'm telling you what happened to me that night and during the tsunami evacuation that changed me. If you're into real horror stories that'll mess with your head a bit, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I've got more of these, way more. But this is the one I never tell unless I've had a couple drinks. Let's go back to Hawaii, 2018. My name's Jake. I was 26 at the time. I was staying on the Big Island, doing the whole backpacker thing. You know, surf during the day, sleep in cheap hostels, live the dream. That week I was house sitting for a friend of a friend. Big old plantation-style home, all wood, tucked back in the jungle near Hilo. Super quiet, no neighbors. Just me in the rainforest. It was paradise. Until the warning came. At like 7 p.m. my phone buzzed, and it buzzed again. And again. Tsunami warning. Like, actual sirens blaring, emergency broadcast system, the whole thing. They said it was gonna hit the east side hard. And guess where I was? Yeah, east side. Right in the damn red zone. So yeah, I'm in this abandoned house trying to stay calm. Rain's coming down in sheets now. Wind's howling through the trees. I grab a blanket I found on a dusty chair and try to dry off a bit. Everything smells like wet wood and mildew. The place is weirdly intact for something that looks abandoned. There's no furniture beyond a few busted chairs and an old couch. But there are little things that don't add up. Like, there's this coat hanging by the door. An old, heavy thing, almost moldy. And a pair of muddy boots just sitting there like someone just stepped out of them. At first, I figured maybe someone still squats here. Maybe a hunter or local drifter. That was the logical part of my brain trying to make sense of it. But then, there was the mirror. It's this big oval-shaped antique mirror hanging crooked on the hallway wall. The glass is fogged, speckled with age. But the weird thing, my reflection, it lagged. I know that sounds insane, but I swear. I tilted my head slightly, and my reflection took a beat longer to follow. Just a second delay. Just enough to mess with your head. I laughed it off, kinda. Just stress, right? Then I hear this little thump upstairs, like something heavy being dropped. But not hard, I'm like, controlled. On purpose. I froze. Hello? No answer. So I slowly climb the stairs. Each step creaks like it's announcing me to the whole island. There's this landing at the top with 3 closed doors. One of them just barely open. I move closer, slowly, heart racing. I can hear something. Not movement. More like a whisper. But not in English. Like chanting, real low. Almost like it's being hummed through teeth. I reach for the doorknob and bam, loud crash downstairs. I jump so hard I almost fall. Run down the stairs, trying to act brave but probably looking like Scooby-Doo or something. Nothing. Everything's still. Except now the front door is wide open. I know I closed it. I know I did. But maybe the wind? That's what I tell myself. Just the wind. So I go to close it, and there's this wet spot on the floor right in front of the threshold. A footprint, bare, human, and fresh. I lean closer. And there's more of them, leading across the floor toward the hallway, toward the mirror. But the thing is, I didn't hear a thing. No one walked in. No boards creaked, just those prints, wet. Almost like someone rose out of the ocean and walked right in. Now I'm freaking out. I grab my phone. No bars, of course. I try the radio app, nothing but static. The emergency signal that had been repeating earlier. Gone, dead air. I tell myself, I'm just tired, I'm cold, I'm panicking. So I sit on the couch, try to distract myself. I open my notebook, start sketching to calm down. It's dumb, but I like to draw when I'm stressed. And, no joke, I look down at what I drew and it's not anything I meant to draw. It's a face. A woman's face, pale, sunken cheeks, long black hair. eyes scratched out. I don't even remember sketching it. It's just there. Then something creaks above me. Not just any creak. That long, dragging sound, like a chair being pulled slowly across the floor. I tilt my head back and stare at the ceiling. And then I hear something that'll stick with me forever. A voice. Not loud, just flat, dry from upstairs. It said, "You shouldn't be here." Like someone standing right over me. I froze. Didn't breathe. Didn't move. And that's when I noticed something even worse. The reflection in the mirror across from me. It was still showing the room, couch, windows, door, but I wasn't in it. So I'm staring at that mirror, seeing the room behind me, but I'm not in it. You ever feel your whole body just lock up, like even your blood is trying to hide inside your bones? That was me right then. I blink once, twice. Still no reflection. And then, slowly, something else appears in the glass. Not behind me, not in the mirror. A figure. Small. A girl. Maybe 7, 8 years old. Hair soaked. Head tilted. She's just staring at me. And the worst part? She's not there when I turn around. Only in the mirror. I stumble back, knocking over the couch. My notebook hits the floor and the sketch of the woman face down. I grab it, flip it back over. Now the eyes are gone completely, like rubbed out with charcoal. But I never used charcoal. I only had a pen. Then the lights, the little bit of light I had flickers. You know that flicker you see right before a bulb dies? That cold buzzing snap? Yeah, gone, just darkness. Now it's me in this silent, black house, rain slamming the windows, and something watching me through glass that shouldn't even be reflecting anymore. I try to leave, I do. I run to the front door, but it won't open. Like I'm yanking on the knob with both hands, leaning my whole body weight against it. Nothing. And then I hear it again. That whisper. Only this time it's not upstairs, it's behind me. It says, "You brought it back." I spin around, nobody there. But the mirror? Now it shows the front door, like I'm watching myself from the outside. And behind me in the reflection in that same girl, her head's twisted almost completely sideways. Her mouth is open too wide, like she's about to scream, but there's no sound. Just static, a low warbling hum rising in the walls. It gets inside my ears like it's under my skin. I grab my head. It feels like something's vibrating in my skull. And then silence. Except now there's dripping, not rain, inside. I look up and water's pouring down from the ceiling. A slow leak right over the mirror. I walk closer and see it in a stain, spreading outward like blood in water. It forms a shape. A handprint note, too, pressed from the inside. And then behind me, the door at the end of the hall creaks open. This cold wind, and I mean ice cold, spills into the room like it's breathing. That's when I heard something that nearly made me throw up from fear. Footsteps. Wet, bare, coming down the stairs. So I'm frozen there, standing in that dark hallways, listening to the sound of wet bare feet slapping down the stairs. Step by step, closer, slower. I couldn't move, could barely breathe. And then she stepped into view. The girl from the mirror. Only now she wasn't just in the glass, she was there, in the hallway, in the dark, dripping. Her skin, it looked swollen like she'd been underwater too long. Her lips were cracked, blue. Her hair, stringy, stuck to her face like seaweed. But her eyes, man, her eyes weren't there. Just 2 gaping black holes, empty. She tilted her head, and when she smiled, it cracked up the side of her cheek. Like her skin couldn't keep up with it. Then she opened her mouth. And what came out wasn't a scream. It was water. This thick, black stream of seawater just pouring out, gushing from her throat like she was drowning in reverse. I backed away, tripped over the couch, slammed into the wall. I started yelling, me like full-on panic screaming. "Stop, stop. What do you want?" But she just kept walking. And now the whole house was filling with water. I swear to you, I could feel it rising. First my ankles, then my knees. I look down and I'm standing in seawater, full of seaweed, bits of coral, broken glass, and these tiny fish swimming around my legs. It made no sense. I was indoors on a hill. I tried to climb the stairs, but the girl was already there, waiting, hovering like she glided instead of walked. Behind her, more figures started to appear. A man, a woman, another child, all pale, all dripping, eyes like hers, black and endless. One of them started crawling along the wall, bones cracking as it moved sideways like a spider. They were closing in, water up to my chest now. I was crying, screaming, trying to push through it. But it felt like it was pulling me down. Heavy, cold, like something had me by the ankles. And then I heard her voice again. Soft, almost kind. "Stay here with us." Everything stopped. The water, the wind, even the sound of rain. Just that voice whispering over my shoulder. "Stay here." Next thing I knew, I was outside. Just like that. Lying face down in the mud, gasping like I'd been underwater for hours. The sun was rising, sky all pink and gold like the island was pretending nothing happened. No water, no girl, no house. I stood up coughing, covered in dirt and soaked to the bone. But the house? It was just gone. I swear to you, I looked up that hill, and there was nothing but broken wood, twisted beams, and old stone steps leading up to empty air, like it had collapsed decades ago. I walked down the road half-dazed until a rescue truck pulled up. A woman inside rolled down her window, asked if I was okay. I couldn't even speak. She took one look at me and said, "You came down from that ridge?" I nodded. She got quiet, said real soft, "That place isn't supposed to be there anymore." She told me locals call it the drowning house, that it was washed away in a tsunami back. In the 1960s, whole family inside. Never found their bodies. Some people say the house still appears during certain storms, when the sea rises enough to bring the dead back to shore, a couple nights later. I finally got the courage to open my notebook. You know, the one I was sketching in? The page with the face when it was blank. But 3 pages later, there was a new drawing. I didn't draw it. It was the girl, standing in the hallway. And behind her, me, face missing. So yeah, I don't go back to the big island anymore. I don't trust the ocean the same way. And I definitely don't stay in houses I didn't walk into in the daylight. Anyway, if you're still here, thanks for listening. I drop new horror stories every night at 7 p.m. So if you want more like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Next episode's about a guy who got a voicemail from his brother, 10 years after he disappeared in the Utah desert. Yeah, that one still messes me up. See you tomorrow. And remember, if a door opens by itself, don't go in.